Good day and welcome to another one of our modules in our series, Start Your Own Business. We're going to be talking about accounting. I know, stay with me. We need to know the stuff as SMEs. It's important to understand it. I'm an SME myself, as you will well know by now if you've watched our other modules. I'm Catherine Young. I'm with Think Room Consulting. Started the business about 3 years ago and really am thoroughly enjoying my life. I've got a distinguished guest with us, Tyron Null. Tyron is going to tell you all about himself just this moment.
Thank you, Catherine. I'm Tyron Null. I've been a serial entrepreneur my whole life, starting out at the young age of 14, selling avos and mangoes.
So you were one of those guys at school, right?
Indeed. I even had a paper route. So
wow.
Started out quite young. And this is where it's guided us along the way. So the things we're going to talk about are from that type of approach. It's sort of nuts and bolts, not really heavy jargon, and just taking you along. So that's what we do. We guide people along. My firm, Hezulu Business Management, is exactly in that mold. We help people, guide them, just take all the sort of scariness away about owning your own firm. And we just take it from there and just have fun. Myself personally, I live in KZN, Durban. I enjoy surfing, the sharks, rugby, sometimes the sharks when I'm in the sea. Just fun, outdoors, enjoy having a good time, and that flows through into our sort of mindset and owning our own firms.
Yeah, Darren, that sounds amazing. Honestly, it sounds like you actually have some work-life balance as an entrepreneur. I think we need to have a session just on work-life balance for entrepreneurs, truly. That's awesome. I mean, you've put surfing in there, you've put rugby in there. I'm impressed.
Well, the thing is, as you know, if you own your own company and you really enjoy what you do, you never actually work a day in your life.
I know.
You know, it's all work or it's all play.
I know.
All the time.
I know.
And that's how we sort of view it.
I don't know if you've heard about the three circles, and I'll probably forget one of the three, but two are always very important to me. They say, find something you're good at, find something you love. I'm remembering the third one. And find something that will actually pay. And if you can find that sweet spot in the middle of what you love doing and what you're good at and what actually pays a bit of money, it won't feel like you're working.
100%. I can't agree with you more.
Fantastic. We're going to talk about accounting. Now, you have to understand that I'm not well-versed in accounting. In fact, I often stress about the accounting of my business. I'm glad I'm in the hands of a good accountant. So can we go through this in a very simple way? Right? Three important record-keeping questions.
Catherine, you've just said what every single client always says. They go, I'm not an accountant.
Right.
I don't know any of this stuff. Well, it's quite simple. Every single entrepreneur knows three things. Whether they're not even thinking about it, but they know these three things. How much money do I owe someone?
Yes.
How much money does someone owe me?
Yes.
And how much is in the bank?
Right.
Those are the key fundamentals of doing everything. And every entrepreneur knows that instinctively.
Run those again, past me again.
Oh.
So how much money do I owe someone? How much money do they owe me? And how much money I've got in the bank?
Exactly.
Are you saying all my life I've thought more about accounting and this is what it comes down to?
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Okay.
Yeah. So quite simply, who owes you money?
Right.
So how much money is owed to me? Those are your debtors.
Yes.
Your accountant says to you, I want your debtors list.
Yes.
Those are your debtors.
Right.
Who do I owe money to?
Those will
Those are
be
your
my
creditors.
creditors, right?
Simple as that. How much money is in the bank as an effect of your cash flow?
Yes.
If all your debtors are paying you and you haven't paid all your creditors, lots of money in the bank.
Right.
Time to buy shoes. No. Effectively, the cash flow is, working out how the money flows through your firm, that you've received your money on time, you can pay all the people that you owe money to on time, and then have money left to grow your firm. That's really how simple it is.
It really helps a lot. It has simplified it for me. What I've experienced personally, a couple of times, is that point you just raised about you think you've got lots of money in the bank, but you forget about, oh my goodness, I've got PAYE, pay as you earn to pay. I've got VAT to pay out. So you've actually made me think it's important what you're saying. We should, if we have the money in the bank, it doesn't necessarily mean it's ours, right?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
And that's why this is the good basis of your actual accounting system.
Yes.
Because you know using your pay-as-you-earn VAT examples, come end of the month, I owe money to SARS. Where is the money? Because it's not in the bank.
That's right.
So you start chasing all your debtors,
Yes.
your clients, and you phone them every day. Where's my money? Where's my money?
Yes.
And vice versa, when you've got all this money in the bank and you're thinking that new Porsche looks good and stuff, and you've got the dreams of overseas holidays, you're remembering all your creditors.
Yes.
I haven't paid them yet. And some of them are SARS. So,
Yes.
if I've ticked off all my salaries, my rent, what's left, maybe it's not an overseas holiday, maybe it's a local holiday to Durban.
That's right. In your hometown, around the
Absolutely,
corner.
yeah.
That's right. Okay, that's actually quite simple then. So the basics is really who owes me money, who do I owe money to, and how much money I've got in the bank.
That's really as simple as that.
That is really simple.
Yeah, it really is simple.
Age analysis. I'm almost too frightened to ask the question. Explain to us.
Well, age analysis is not the process you go through when you own a company. A lot of people think that is what happens. They just age naturally. No, age analysis refers to your debtors and your creditors.
Right.
And your accountant will often ask you, he'll say, here's your monthly age analysis. And what that really is saying to you is, how old is the money that's outstanding?
Right.
Or how old is the money that you owe someone?
Okay, so there's age analysis for both debtors and creditors.
100%, yes.
Okay.
And that's exactly what happens. So you're literally looking at it to see who owes you money and for how long. And for who do you owe money and for how long.
Yes.
And this is really interesting in cash flow because
Yes.
often what happens is the cheapest person to get a loan from are your creditors by not paying them. So you find that you owe them money for longer
Yes.
because you're using their money for other things.
Yes.
Hopefully not shoes, but for growth and things like
Right.
that. But that's really what age analysis is.
Right.
So if you understand it, it's just how old the money is.
Okay.
And it gives you a good guide because now if you've got a sort of clients who owe you money for a long time, it's no good keeping them on as clients. They might form a particular band of clients, so avoid that sector.
Right.
Rather go to the sector that's paying on time, and along with your creditors, ideally you want creditors who allow you to pay as late as possible.
Yes.
Yes. But obviously they in turn will treat you the same way and go, hold on a minute, you owe me money, they're going to start suing you if the money's outstanding.
Right.
So that just gives you a guide as to what the actual
Right.
age analysis is.
So I want to get my money in as quickly as possible from the debtors, and I want to pay my creditors in time, but within the space they provide to me. That's what you're saying.
100%.
Is there a perfect days outstanding number?
There's industry norms, and it sort of tends to be the corporate world likes 60 days.
Right.
That's the sort of norm that the corporate world has done. Entrepreneurs like it instantaneously.
Yes.
They
Because
like
in 60 days,
yeah.
the entrepreneur may not be in business any longer.
100%.
Yes.
The entrepreneur wants his money yesterday, wants to
Yes.
pay you in 60 days.
Yes. Yes.
And that helps his cash flow,
Right.
which makes sense. So
Right.
effectively, the norm is about 60 days.
Okay.
30 to 60 days is pretty much average.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Age analysis, I have a better understanding.
Fantastic.
Income statement and balance sheet. We are now really getting deep into accounting.
No, it's not really all that difficult.
Right.
We've gone through your debtors and your creditors. So
Yes.
you're invoicing your debtors.
Yes.
So really your income statement is exactly what the name says. It's a record of your income and your expenses. So your income is your sales that
Yes.
you're selling.
Yes.
Your expenses being your rent, your staff, cost of sales.
Yes.
That gives you your actual net profit.
Right.
So that's really what your income is. It tells you month by month what your income and expenses of the month are. And then
Okay.
globally, the year.
Yes.
So that's really
so,
what
so,
it
so let me
is.
recap this. So income statement is all the sales that I have less my expenses.
Correct.
Plain as that.
Plain as that. And it'll show
Okay.
you profit or loss at the end,
Yes.
which is a good guide to see if you're making money or not.
Right.
So it's quite important to see it every month.
Yes, right. Which is an important point, right? Very often as SMEs, we running so hard that we just literally forget to look at the management statements, and it's important to understand and to track that. Balance sheet.
Now, balance sheet is exactly the thing, again, like income statement. It almost tells you what it is. Balance sheet is keeping everything in balance. So now if you think about your income statement, you've invoiced all these debtors.
Yes.
They haven't paid you.
Right.
How do you keep record of that? The outstanding amount sits on your balance sheet as an asset.
Okay.
So now, when your debtors haven't paid you, there's money still owing to you, it's on your balance sheet.
Right.
Your creditors, you haven't paid them, it moves onto your balance sheet as an expense that is a liability you'll be paying
Yes.
in some time in the future.
Yes.
And that's really what it does. It actually balances your books.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
so effectively, all your assets that you have, be it your debtors, your bank balance, all those type of things, it moves into your balance sheet, so your assets, and they balance against your actual liabilities. So
And does it offset the two against each other?
Well, it shows you what's nice about it is you can actually then see how sort of strong your firm is.
Yes.
Because your assets should obviously exceed your actual liabilities.
Right.
And that's really where you want to actually keep yourself.
Where does the capital go that the SME puts into the business?
See, that'll be a liability.
To the business?
Yes, because ultimately you've put the money in,
Right.
so the business owes the money back to you.
Right. Okay.
So you treat it as a normal creditor. It's a liability on your books of account.
Okay.
Although you might never call that loan up,
Yes.
because maybe you don't have the money,
Yes.
that it'll sit there, and the banks do view it, funny enough, as an actual cost against the firm.
Wow.
You'll often have to sign over your loan account that you're not going to claim it out and stuff like that. So you could be, I wouldn't want to use the term, you could be viable, your
Yeah.
business is running, but you're technically insolvent because the business owes you a lot of money.
Right.
So
Right.
it's a little
So you say that
nuances.
sometimes the financial institutions may say, sign that off,
Correct.
that you won't, as a business owner, take that out if they provide funding.
Correct. Yeah.
How fascinating is that?
Yes. So, I mean,
But
this
that's
is,
part of the skin in the game, isn't it?
yes and no. I mean, obviously, I'd probably say in their view, often with a lot of entrepreneurs, you've already spent your money by the time you got to the bank.
Yes.
Because you want to get going. You want to run out the front door.
Yes.
So you spent all the easy money first.
Right.
Which is generally your own, your family's.
Yes,
things
your
like
bond.
that.
Yes.
And then you go to the bank. And by that time they're going, but hold on, you've got all these liabilities. So in theory you should go to them before you start, but it never really works. Entrepreneurs don't wait. They're busy running.
Exactly. Okay, so income statement and balance sheet, really it's actually been simplified in such a good way. What can I claim in terms of income and expenses as an SME?
Okay. Just to recap, your income statement, your balance sheet, make up your management accounts.
Right.
That's important because then you can obviously view the status of your books.
Yes.
Handy to have to give to bankers and things.
Yes.
And also so you can see what you are claiming on a month-to-month basis. Because your accountant never knows what you're really doing.
That's right.
The accountants capture history.
Yes.
So by knowing the three things, who owes you money, who do you owe money, and how much is in the bank,
Yes.
you can put this in place. So now you're saying with income. Often we have clients saying to us, I've got two sources of income. Must I open a separate company?
How do you mean two sources of income?
So for example, you're a consultant,
Right.
you're consulting, you're selling shoes on the side.
Okay. Okay.
Now they're totally divergent sort of interests.
Yes.
But you're saying, well, do I have to open a
Right.
separate entity? No, you don't. You can run all your sources of income through one entity.
Okay.
You don't have to sort of split it all out and things like that.
Right.
And one of the other often things is people don't realize discounts that the hat you get is deemed as income. Because you've got sort of almost like income in advance on
Right.
stuff. So
Right.
those are little things that really sort of come up. But for most part, most people are invoicing their clients as per normal. They've got a single source of income,
Yes.
and that's actually flowing through.
Yes. And expenses?
Expenses, the tax law says any expense that you incur in the production of your income.
In
So
the production of your
In the
income.
production of your income.
So the nice pair of shoes, so my client thinks that I look good, is
Well,
although being facetious,
no.
right?
I'll give you a perfect example. I had a client whose job it was, and they were in the entertainment industry,
Right.
and they required outfits for
Yes.
their job.
Yes.
So her nice pair of shoes,
Right.
her gym contract
Yes.
to keep her body in shape and all
Yes.
those things, just that's what she was selling, was all you could claim all of that.
Okay.
So anything in the production of your income.
In the production of your income. That
Yeah.
makes perfect
Yeah,
sense.
so any expense you incur to earn that money.
Right.
And that's, as you can see, it's very wide.
Yes.
And it could include anything.
Yes.
But what we should highlight is that many people don't realize the things that they pay for.
Yes.
Like you spoke earlier about, what about the money that I've put into the firm?
That's right.
You're probably thinking only of the money that you put big globular sums in.
Yes.
What about all the petrol you've paid and you just put on your card and put the slip in your handbag?
That's right.
That is where people lose a lot of money.
So that's money you could claim?
100%, yeah.
So then it makes sense to have some type of a good record-keeping system or filing system of sorts, right?
100%.
Okay.
And what we always say is, give your accountant everything.
Right.
If you're not sure, give it to them.
Yes.
They will tell you if you can claim it or not.
Yes.
You know, and simple little things like, you know, often entrepreneurs think, well, I haven't paid for this yet.
Yes.
Let me not give it to the actual accountant. And
That's
they keep that slip somewhere until they pay it, and then
Yes.
they hand it over.
Yes.
Hand it over immediately.
So as soon as it's been invoiced?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about home offices?
One of the most misunderstood items out
Yes.
there. Most entrepreneurs start at home.
Right.
And you're going to read stories about they started in the garage and the spare room and stuff like that.
Yes.
And often we don't claim the expenses associated with being at home.
Yes.
SARS allows it. So providing you've got your office, you can prove that you're working from there. There's a few little formulas around that, but those expenses are actually important.
Great. That is great advice for all of us working from home. We could actually get some of those expenses claimed. That is absolutely fantastic. I have a better understanding, actually, of accounting, those three things: who owes me money, who I owe money to, and the cash flow. You've really simplified that for me. Do you have any places, where to from here? How can SMEs get help with this?
Well, the thing is, what SMEs have to realize is that it's called bookkeeping for a reason, because it tells a story.
Yes.
So with that concept in mind, you can pop on, there's many sort of websites that offer free accounting services. You can download them. You know, a lot of our banks in SA are offering them. I don't know about the rest of the world, but
Yes.
you know, your banking account comes with a free accounting service.
Yes.
So use them, play with them.
Yes.
Often you only want to do the 3 items. You only want to invoice your client and receipt the money and then issue a statement.
That's
So
right.
that's all you're interested in.
That's right.
But at least your accountant then has that information to then process the rest of it.
That's right.
So go online, go onto Bing, search, you'll find a list, an incredibly long list of
Yes.
really, really good and effective services.
Yes. I know that there's something on Pazula.net that you have put together that SMEs can go to. I know we've got SMEasy that
Yes.
that SMEs can go to. Did you want to just highlight a couple of things on the Pazula.net?
Well, what we've done is we've obviously used our sort of industry knowledge about SMEs and what they want. So
Yes.
we've built an online accounting system where they can go use it via our website, log in. So effectively any internet point, you can just go to our website, log in, do your basic invoicing, receipting, and then at least it's live on our system. So your accountant then has all that raw information to process your books
Yeah.
of accounts. It just makes it simple,
Yeah.
keeps all the data in a single place. So yeah, really it's
Okay.
it's not as hard as people think.
Yeah, so a good cloud-based system,
Probably the easiest.
share with the accountant. In fact, I should consider that for my accountant. He always moans about not getting my box at the end of every at the end of every month. Tyron, thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope that there's some more clarity around accounting and income sheets, balance statements. Or do I have that the wrong way around?
Yeah,
income statements and balance sheets. But thank you very much. Really appreciate your time.
Pleasure. Thank you.